Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox. I would like to welcome you to the Sunday Book Review. The Sunday Book Review is the series where I discuss books which impact the compliance practitioner, the legal professional, and the business professional. I hope you will enjoy this episode. First, a quick word from our sponsor. The Sunday Book Review for February 6, 2021, the Best Books for Ethical Leaders edition. I'm going to do something a little bit different over the next two episodes. I was inspired by the Notre Dame Deloitte Center for Ethical Leadership and their top 10 best books for ethical leaders. Books that, quote, bridge the worlds of business and academia and provide practical insights that help leaders live and work more ethically, end quote. I'm going to be exploring the list over the next two episodes of the Sunday Book Review. First up, You Have More Influence Than You Think by Vanessa Bohns, which was selected by Beasley. After nearly 2 years of the battle against COVID, the author's message is you have more influence than you think. It certainly comes as welcome news. Next up, Under a White Sky, The Nature of the Future by Elizabeth Kolbert, selected by Jessica McManus, Warnell. The changing climate is demanding new solutions. This book is an accessible, provocative, and interesting look at humans' efforts to adapt and change to the natural world. Kolbert focuses on the Chicago River and Lake Michigan for her study. Next up, The Seven Deadly Economic Sins, Obstacles to Prosperity and Happiness Every Citizen Should Know by James Otteson, selected by Beasley. In this book, the author provides an approachable introduction to the principles of economics, written with what the Wall Street Journal calls an apt combination of casual wit and rigorous logic. Seven Deadly Economic Sins is not an engaging read, but it equips the reader to think about ethical dimensions of our economic institutions. Next up, Catechism for Business, Tough Ethical Questions and Insights from Catholic Training, selected by John Sikorski. In this third edition of this most unique work, the authors provide an updated volume that combines insights and over 130 years of Catholic social teaching in one easy guide reference. New to this edition is recent content from Pope Francis about business as a noble vocation that should take a stand against throwaway culture. Next up, Honesty, the Philosophy and Psychology of a Neglected Virtue by Christian Miller, selected by James Otteson. Honesty seems like one of those things that nearly everybody agrees about. Yet, as the author points out, we spend far too little time studying it and finding ways to cultivating it. Drawing both on philosophy and psychology, Miller explains why there is a lot more to honesty than simply telling the truth. He also shares suggestions for improving what he calls our less than honest characters. Finally, There's Nothing Here for You, Finding an Opportunity in the 21st Century by Fiona Hill, selected by Jessica McManus Warnell. The author is a daughter of a coal miner who implored her to leave her hometown and change her destiny. She took the world stage in congressional testimony about the Russian election. Her book details her experiences as a woman in geopolitics and shares her reflection in the role of equity in preserving democracy. We have a couple of new podcasts out on the Compliance Podcast Network I'd like to tell you about. The first is Hidden Traffic, where host Gwen Hassan looks at modern slavery and human trafficking. Gwen is well known in the compliance community for her passion around this topic, and she brings that passion to this new podcast. Also, I have a podcast on presidential leadership lessons for the business executives. What can business executives learn from the now 46 presidents, and how can you incorporate those into your business and leadership strategies going forward? This is appropriate for the CEO, the CCO, the CFO, or anyone else who's in a leadership position. Finally, I'm extraordinarily pleased to announce a 5-part podcast series that premiering January 24, where I explore the trial of the century, the Enron trial. 2021 was the 20th anniversary of Enron's bankruptcy. It was also the 15th anniversary of the trial of Jeff Skilling and Ken Lay. I'll take a deep dive into it with Lauren Steffi. Check it out on the Compliance Podcast Network.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.